on HDS. The Washington Capitals preparing for battle. The New York was preparing for battle against the New York Rangers. It's meeting number 4 of 5 on the regular season between these two Atlantic Division rivals, numbers 3 and 4 in the Atlantic Division respectively. Craig, how about our Cadillac keys to the game tonight for both clubs?
Well, let's take a look. First of all, for the Capitals, they've got to keep it clean, and we're talking about no dumb penalties. The Rangers have been red hot on their power play. They've scored 11 of their last 17, so the Caps got to stay out of the sin bin. And for the Rangers, they've got to come alive 5-on-5. They've struggled. They went 2-2-1 in their last 5 games. They've scored 11 on the power play and only 2 5-on-5. They got to start lighting the lamp if they expect to win down the stretch.
Craig, we talked about how the New York Rangers are unbeaten in 6 of 8 here at Madison Square Garden as they hit the ice surface. The Washington Capitals have been pretty strong on the road as well. They're unbeaten in 4 of their last 5 with 3 wins and a tie. And we look back on the season series between these two. 2 wins fashioned by the Caps in this building, and one of them was a dramatic come-from-behind effort.
Yeah, come from behind last game. They were down by a couple, came back and whipped them, and I really think they took it to them. The one thing, their keys to their victories here, Joe, they have not allowed the Rangers a lot of quality shots on net. They've got to do the same tonight, and they've got to have that guy right there, Peter Bondra, flying around. He's been red hot against this team. We've chronicled his goal-scoring ability. 25 of his goals have come against this Rangers team. The hat trick, his 10th in his career, the last time these teams met.
As Ole Kolzig looks to pick up another win for the Washington Capitals would be number 26 on the season. We tell you about a contestant in our new Dodge Durango giveaway. Tonight's contestant is Denise McNeil of Washington, D.C. If the Caps win the hockey game, Denise, you'll win 2 tickets to an upcoming game and a chance to win the grand prize, the new Dodge Durango. To enter in the new Dodge Durango giveaway, send a postcard to the address on your screen or enter at your local Dodge dealer.
The key to the Capitals, you talk about Peter Bondra, so is this guy just coming back from injury. I talked to him prior to this game, walking up the ramp. Up, I think, what floor are we on here? 3rd floor, I think?
Oh, yeah, we're
floor.
higher than that. 5th at the locker room level.
At the locker room level, talking to Joe Juneau. And he says, yeah, my knee still is great. He's wearing a brace, felt very comfortable last night, and he's excited to get back here at MSG to play another game.
Indeed. Mr. Juneau was one of the heroes earlier this season as we prepare for a Player of the Month presentation. The New York Rangers Player of the Month for the month of January is Pat LaFontaine. Craig, 4 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's really been gritty in the front line for the New York Rangers. One of the great stories, I think, of the year. The way he's come back from those concussions, the way he's performed for this Ranger team, leading them single-handedly, 20 goals on the year, 52 points. He has been terrific. What a steal from the Buffalo Sabres.
They got him from the Sabres for a 2nd-round pick and future considerations. LaFontaine, an Olympian for the United States in '84 back in Sarajevo. He'll be an Olympian in '98 in Nagano in just a couple weeks.
And he gets 2 presentations. First of all, Player of the Month. And now we take a look at his 1,000th point, becoming the 3rd American to do so. Housley of the Caps and Joey Mullen also had that feat as Americans. Only 3 guys in history. Here's some of his great highlights this season.
Pat LaFontaine, Craig, though he is listed at just 5'10", 185, he has endured through now 14 seasons as an NHL pro. Very quick and so shifty. You can't really hit him, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, you talk to some of their guys like Kevin Stevens. He says you can't afford to poke check him. If you use your stick and poke check him, it's going to be lights out. He's going to burn you. So a lot of teams now are really laying the lumber. They're checking him heavily, just like the Flyers and the Devils did in their last 2 games the Rangers played.
You're enjoying Pat LaFontaine highlights on the video scoreboard here at Madison Square Garden, along with 18,000 plus in New York City.
The Capitals don't like a whole lot of Pat LaFontaine highlights, Joe.
No,
that happens to be the guy that scored that big overtime winner for the New York Islanders in the morning.
Back in '87 in the first quadruple overtime game back in April of that year. Pat LaFontaine has been a Cap killer throughout his career. He's got better than 30 goals against the Caps throughout his, again, 14 seasons in the National Hockey League. Crowd still filing in at Madison Square Garden. We are preparing for Washington and New York. You're on home team sports. The Caps going up against another Atlantic Division rival, and Washington has fared quite well, Craig, against Atlantic Division foes. They've got 9 wins, 5 losses, and 3 ties.
Well, they match up extremely well against their Atlantic Division foes, Joe. I think, you know, they've got the size, and obviously, talking to some of the Rangers, they're impressed with the Capitals' mobility on their defense. They generate a lot of O, and they're able to deny a lot of offensive chances to the opposition because of the mobility of their defense.
Capitals dressed in blue this evening on the road, yesterday in black at home. I think the reviews for the third sweater were quite good as we see Pat LaFontaine come across to accept an award from the NHL on his 1,000th point.
Yeah, I love the third jersey. You know, I think the dark jerseys, the black with the bronze trim, I think it was a great job not only by Washington Sports, but also by Doug Shearer, the Washington Capitals show. He did a lot of the work involved putting that jersey together, getting it to production, helped designing the nameplates and the numbers. They sort of had that funky font, I call it, on the back. And I think it was a heck of a job, and I love them to death. And I think that's the way you've got to, I think it's going to be a jersey to be reckoned with. I think it's going to be a hot thing.
Very fancy numbers,
Yes.
but they can be tough for us announcer types. There's NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman.
I don't look at numbers. As a color guy, I just look at the faces and the jerseys.
Look at those numbers.
Impressive. Joey Mullen, 1,063. Right here from big New York City. Phil Housley of the Capitals, 1,014. And Pat LaFontaine now at 1,003 points, hitting that 1,000-point plateau the other week in a Ranger game. Impressive.
Ranger President and General Manager Neil Smith was in the dark suit there in the background.
Two Americans there. There's the guy on the right there, Phil Housley, and Gonchar on the left. They're having a little chuckle there.
Sure, and it's photo opportunity time now for the New York Rangers.
Love those sticks, don't you? Look at those.
Dipped in silver.
Gotta
Graves,
love that.
from left to right. Graves, Keane, LaFontaine, and 99
And you
Gretzky.
need 4 guys to lift that. That's a heavy twig.
Dale Hunter didn't need 4.
No, he's a farm boy, that's
right.
why.
Pat LaFontaine accepting the congratulations. Family members alongside. LaFontaine and the Rangers trying to move onward and upward. They are 16, 21, and 13. 4th in the Atlantic. That's 45 points, fans. They are 13 points in the rears of the Washington Capitals, who maintain 3rd position now with the 58 points. And we mentioned it at the top of our telecast, Craig. These two teams, I think, looking to prove a point. The Rangers would like to prove a point in that Wayne Gretzky and the bunch want to beat a team that, well, is ahead of them in the Atlantic Division, but they feel they play well against the Flyers and against the Devils. But they don't, I think, have the same respect for the Capitals, and I think that's going to be a burr under Washington's saddle.
Well, I think they're worried about a letdown. I mean, they're coming off that weekend where they take the Devils to a 3-3 tie, trailing by a pair. That's a feat in itself. When you're playing against Martin Brodeur, they lose to the Flyers 4-3, and they were in that game. They had enough chances to win, and now they're hoping this is not going to be a letdown. Plus, after this game, they go on an extended road trip prior to the Nagano break for the Olympics. So they've got to really get something going. 32 games left on their ledger to get back into playoff contention.
I'll say it's a road trip for Colin Campbell's club, going against Ron Wilson tonight at home, but then 6 games, 10 days on the road, and we'll talk more of it, I'm sure, throughout our telecast tonight. We are about to step aside and honor America as John Amarante steps to the microphone to sing our national anthem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant.
Mr. John Amarante with the national anthem before a packed crowd here at Madison Square Garden. Caps and Rangers set to go. Craig, we are set for our goaltending matchup.
And it's a good matchup. We've chronicled these two guys. Olaf Kolzig, 22, 10, and 6, coming off a nice victory. And Mike Richter, 13, 7, and 11. And his 22nd victory for Kolzig came against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Here are the gentlemen who will be the on-ice officials tonight. The referee is Mr. Terry Gregson. His linesmen, Pat DePuzzo and Tim Nowak. John DeMonte, not to be confused with the gentleman who sang the anthem, Amarante, but DeMonte is the replay judge at Madison Square Garden. Dale Hunter ready to draw against P.J. Stock, and those of you with long memories will remember the last time this happened, they almost went at it right off the draw.
There's also been a rumor that Stock told Colin Campbell he wanted to go right after him, and here it is. I guess it wasn't a rumor. He said that to people, and here they go. Stock and Hunter. He mentioned that in the paper, and there they go. He wanted the starting job tonight.
Ooh.
And he's trying to throw around the captain. Dale Hunter gets something going here with 4 seconds into the game.
Well, the veteran Dale Hunter has more than answered the challenge. He caught Stock right across the bridge of the nose and is really giving him a good tussle here. Lightning does strike twice, doesn't it, Craig?
It certainly does.
Look at these two go.
I was kidding Huntsy before the game. I said, you know, P.J. Stock, I said, delay the game a little bit at the top. I get more airtime. But there's Huntsy cut a little bit there on his beak. He's also had a cut already on his beak and on his eye, and there he heads to the penalty box. Stock might have caught him with one, but Stock, he was saying in the paper, was rumored that he said, hey, give me that starting assignment against Dale Hunter. I want to start something going again here when they meet on this game. They did the same January 8th.
Dale Hunter doesn't need me to stand up for him, but he did have those cuts already on his face. So don't give Stock too much credence in that. He caught him with one, definitely maybe two, but Hunter was right there
This is
ready.
good. It took 4 seconds. Last time the clock hadn't even started. There's Huntsy and Stock going at it. Great overview looking down at Madison Square Garden center ice. Two
That's
light
the one.
heavyweights. I call them light heavyweights going at it.
Dale Hunter, age 37, P.J. Stock, age 22.
He doesn't need that, Huntsy.
No.
Start him on the wing. Put that Chief in on center and see what a Stock would have done.
Okay, P.J., you ready for this? All right, back to hockey.
We haven't started hockey yet.
I had a feeling that you were going to say that. Wayne Gretzky with a puck. Trying to go wide on the wing. Joe Ricci stepped up and with a gloved hand rolled it on to Joe Juneau. That's a hand pass against the Caps. Another whistle, just 15 seconds in.
Yeah, he had a game winner in overtime for the Caps, Juneau. The first time in here to MSG. Hammered at home, a nifty pass, I think, from Joe Ricci across the crease.
It was Ricci who moved down low, and Steve Konowalchuk who was in there as well. And Juneau on the finishing end, deflecting it in. He had Johan Lindbaum right on his back. That was December 2nd. 0-0, just underway. Juneau and the Caps in New York to battle the Rangers. Speaking of checking lines, Berg, Skrudland, Keane right out there for Colin Campbell. And the Rangers. Witt lifts it back along. Karpitsev for New York. Around that corner curve, Keane plays it away. Here's Berg with a step, trying to turn on Sylvain Cote. Backhands one right through the goal mouth.
Here's the matchup I thought we would have seen. Ulf Samuelsson against Peter Bondra. Peter Bondra down in the heat to the right side. Keane's going to get a high sticking penalty to the right of Olaf Kolzig. There's Keane, tough veteran in the National Hockey League. He heads off 2 minutes for high sticking. Good call by Gregson. Bondra went down hard on the right wall. Got him on the lift. There's Gregson showing the play. Here's Bonsai and Keane hitting, but there's that end of that stick. The toe of the stick is at the end. The heel is at the heel of the stick. The toe catches them.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe that. I need my telestrator. The heel and the toe.
Thank you.
Toe was the part that caught him in the face.
Very good.
The end of the blade, okay?
I was with you all the time.
Okay, I'm just trying to explain to some people who are thinking I'm describing some body or something.
You had a look at the efficiencies there for both of these special teams groups. Ron Wilson going to send out Adam Oates, flanked by Peter Bondra and Andrew Brunette. Bill Housley with Sergei Gonchar back. Calle Johansson missing tonight. This is his 4th game with a knee injury. Mark Tenorti missing his 3rd game with a groin muscle injury.
Joe, I think you can be a little more aggressive against this Ranger team. Without Messier, they've struggled trying to generate offense with the short men. They're the only team in the National Hockey League without a goal short-handed. Even with Gretzky and company, they're not as aggressive. Messier used to cherry-pick at center ice, get the long pass from Leach and get the odd breakaway. He had 5 or 6 short-handers last year.
Messier had 5, Graves had 4 on the way to 15 for the team.
So you can take advantage of that. Cheat a little bit more.
Power play for Washington for another 1 minute 25 seconds. Nothing. 18:45 to go in the first. Brunette in the attack territory. Bondra swooping in with a point for Gonchar. He got it right back. Bondra pressured by Graves, wearing the captain's C in Brian Leach's absence. Oates sets up shot back behind Richter. Fanned on his pass to the front. Bukaboom got in the way. Bukaboom double team. Rangers win the battle for the puck. And it will be Sprudlin to clear.
It's hard for Bukaboom not to get in the way.
Big
He's
man.
huge.
We got a nice level look at him during our pregame show. He is one big man.
He'd be at least a 2 or 3 Joes.
Housley inside, kick out top. Richter then batted the rebound out of midair with a goal stick.
That baby was going right in the net, right out of midair, as you said, Joe. Good coordination, nice quickness, hitting that with the paddle of his stick.
30 more seconds in a Cap power play. Just past the 2-minute mark in the first. No score. Sergei Gonchar ambles out of his own zone. Delicate flip picked up by Jeff Toms on the run. Toms turning wide on Karpatsev, ridden to the boards. Samuelson and his move back behind the cage with Andrei Nikolishin. It is Graves who will hoist it over the head of Joe Riki back into the Washington end. Mike Keane emerges from the penalty bench right there on your screen. Caps dump it in. We're back to full strength, 5 aside. Karpatsev for New York. Now to Kevin Stevens. Stevens on the wing looking for Tim Sweeney. Offside, ruled by the linesman, Tim Nowak.
Yeah, Patty LaFontaine trying to come with speed to collect a give and go from Stevens. And Pat LaFontaine loves to wheel and deal. He had a real gritty performance the other day, both against the Devils and the Flyers. Devils, Lyle Oderline tells him, they say, hey, he was dirty, he was mean. And he says, if I heard that from Oderline, I'd take that as a compliment.
Late in the power play chance, Craig, a flurry around Mike Richter.
And there's Nikolishin throwing it to the slot. Ricochets big time. Look at Housley throw it at the net, off Nikolishin, and right out of midair, as you called it, Joe, off the paddle of the stick. One more look from behind the cage. Look at that. Nice save by Mike Richter.
Mike Richter, 33 wins a year ago. He's got 13 this season. 42, his career best in a single year. That was the Rangers Cup year back in 93-94. Even strength, 3 minutes into the first. No score. Stevens able to float one back to center. Riki there in front of Tim Sweeney. Joe Riki patrolling. Long-range blast. Looking for Pivanka. Pivanka, Konowalchuk, Zednik, this offensive trio for Ron Wilson. Pivanka sent it to the wing. Zednik had vacated that position, and Stevens will golf it back to neutral. Riki on the rewind. Zednik, he put pressure on Driver with his speed. Driver stood him up well. Konowalchuk and Stevens down in the heap. Out of there comes Driver with a puck. For the veteran Doug Lidster now in his 14th full NHL season. Skips it right to Ole Kolzig. Shots on goal in the game. Rangers on the scoreboard at least here, not credited with one. Well, the Caps have one, courtesy Phil Housley. Inside Berube! Big save, Richter.
Big-time breakdown in the Rangers zone. Capitals created a 3-on-2, turned into a 2-on-1. The puck came to the cheat right on the doorstep. Great stop with that left pad. Richter just holding his ground, collecting that shot from the cheek.
Offsides, New York on the rush. Craig, you talked about Richter being dazzling in the 3-3 tie against the Devils. He started strong tonight. We continue on HCS in a moment.
There's something on my Discover Card statement that's a surprise. It's seafoam green. It looks like something from the 50s. It looks vintage. My husband will absolutely freak out when he sees it. He's going to be so excited. I like makeup because I never wore very much before I started singing professionally. My favorite color is a color called faux, as in fake. Voila. How many credit cards make a statement like that? The more you spend, the more money you get back. You can't lose. It pays to discover. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
When it comes to choosing the right motor oil, let's make something perfectly clear. Introducing 3 new oils from Quaker State, specially formulated for the vehicle you drive. Synthetic blends for hard-working engines and high-horsepower engines. A full synthetic for ultimate engine protection. Extra filtered with patented micro-Q filtration to ensure your oil starts clean for a difference you can see and trust. So when it comes to protecting your vehicle, why take a chance? Quaker State. The choice is clear.
Scoreless here on Home Team Sports. The Capitals with the best chance. Kelly Miller, rink wide, deflects off the defenseman right to the Chief Berube. The reason Berube was wide open is Housley's coming in from the point. The D reacted, had to go to him. That allowed Berube to get that point-blank shot, snared by the goaltender Richter.
Nice carom there for the Chief off the hockey stick of Jeff Finley. But no sail. Richter made the stop. We remain scoreless. 4.5 minutes into the first period. Mike Keane searching for the puck. He's got it. Skrudlin sent one right on, and Polzik flashed the pad. Caps drill it back to center. Samuelson ready to swing back into the attack. Delayed penalty coming up here against Washington. Skrudlin loads and fires. That was blocked. Skrudlin got his own rebound, and as it is touched up by Bondra, the Caps go shorthanded.
I think it's going to be Sergei Gonchar heading off for the Washington Capitals. So the hot power play for the New York Rangers go to work. They've scored on their last consecutive 4 power play chances. So they've been red hot.
Scalding.
Scalding hot. That's been their only O, has been their special teams. The one problem they're going to have tonight against the Caps is the lack of Brian Leach. No Leach in the lineup for the Rangers. They're going to have to find another quarterback out there. Look for veteran guy like Driver to do the work. Here's the play along the wall right there from behind. Little shot. Gonchar nails the Ranger forward. Because of that, in the box.
And the referee's right behind you. You got no chance, Sergei. So here comes the Ranger power play. Gretzky, LaFontaine, Graves, left to right. Carpet 7 back with Driver. Again, the Rangers minus Brian Leach tonight. Nerve problem in his lower leg, keeping him out. Juno with Nicolishin, the penalty killing forwards. Juno sprints to the attack. Big blast, blocked by Carpetsen.
That nerve problem to Brian Leach. He woke up this morning and he felt it. Felt like his leg was numb and asleep, and that's why he's not in the lineup tonight.
Offsides, New York on the attack. Rangers disagreeing with the call of the linesman Tim Nowak.
They're calling
Driver specifically.
Yeah, Joe, they're calling it a compressed nerve in his leg.
Rangers on the power play. Fans, this is a Rogaine extra strength advantage. Look at those Ranger numbers. 11 for the last 17, 4 straight, but struggling somewhat in the 3 previous encounters with Washington, a mere 1 for 13.
Yeah, Capitals have done a good job. They've changed their power play around a little bit. Talking to LaFontaine, they've really concentrated on getting 3 guys on the puck at all time and trying to send it to the point, establish a point shot. That leaves more room down low once the power play gets set up. So look at the Capitals. They're going to have to be strong in their own zone because you know the Rangers' success is because they've outnumbered teams down low, especially fighting for loose pucks.
Yeah, that's a good point, Craig. 5 minutes and 40 seconds into the first. No score. Rangers on the power play. Gretzky operating in his office behind the net. Driver with a blast. That was blocked before it reached Polzik. Ivanka able to clear. Ivanka, Konowalchuk turned to the bench. They get fresh penalty killing forwards out there.
That just shows you, Joe, your best penalty killer is your goaltender. He stops it, gets it to the corner. They're able to clear the puck.
Gretzky looking for Driver. The pass eludes him, and New York must retrace its footsteps at center. Driver. Long-time New Jersey Devil. 12 years across the river from Madison Square Garden. Finley towards the slot. That was blocked away. Witt got a helping hockey stick from Adam Oates, and he'll send the Rangers packing. There's the time in the Ranger power play. They're first on the evening. No score. 13:20 to go in the opening frame.
A lot harder to get the puck in the zone when you don't have that swift skating Leach. He usually carries it up single-handedly. You don't have to make a pass.
A lot like Ray Bourque yesterday for Boston. Down low, a chance here for the Rangers. Right on the doorstep, and Kolzig had the answer as Tim Sweeney moved the puck from behind the cage to in front.
There's Ole the goalie, 22 victories on the season. And a look at Sweeney, who often plays with LaFontaine and Stevens. Tim Sweeney, 10 goals on the season. He's an opportunistic type forward. Doesn't score a ton of goals, but when he gets a chance, seems to have pretty good hands. Here's a little drop pass to LaFontaine. LaFontaine uses his speed to go wide, and there's a nice pass out in front. Ricochets off the foot of Nick Alishin, off the skate into the glove of Olaf Kolzig.
And before the draw, referee Gregson wants him to do it again. Mike Eastwood, Eric Cairns missing tonight for New York. Those are healthy scratches. Kovalev out with a knee. Vandenbush out with a knee. Jan Bulis and Mike Eagle scratched for Washington tonight.
And the big news in New York, Joe, is Kovalev's going under the surgery Wednesday for his knee.
Not again. Shame, especially for New York, especially when Kovalev had started to pick up his play, playing on an offensive line with Wayne Gretzky.
And he's hoping he's going to be able to play for the Olympics coming up.
One of 8 Olympians. We'll talk more about that as this one progresses. Rangers and Caps are scoreless, 12:37 to go in period number 1. Jeff Tom took a whack from Johan Lindbaum. Bukaboom stepped up on Nikolitin, and 2 rough, Lee, according to the referee.
Got his arms and elbows up. That's for sure a penalty.
Kolzig to the bench for the extra attacker. Puck winds up on the meshing for a whistle. Referee Gregson gives you the infraction, back with a Washington power play from New York City in just a moment. Deadlock at 0.
When is a sale more than a sale? When it's the half-price super sale at Giant. This week, save on more than 50 half-price specials throughout the store. Stock up and save half on Pepsi and Diet Pepsi. A 6-pack of 16-ounce bottles is $1.49. And start the morning off with Florida Gold Orange Juice. Now better than half price at $1.29. You get a whole lot more at the half-price super sale going on all this week at Giant.
Call TimeBridge Technologies for enterprise-wide networking solutions designed for your company. Dial 888-402-1300.
Select IT. One call does it all. If you're a federal employee with an impact card and need IT product fast, call Select IT at 1-888-881-8856 for 2-day delivery guaranteed.
Get ready for a night when all hell will break loose in the heavens. The Warlord Battle for the Galaxy, a world premiere movie. Only on UPN.
Scoreless on HTS 736. Jeff Buka booms right here against Nikolitin. Got the elbow and the forearm up into the coconut of Nikolitin. So Buka booms off in the penalty box. The Caps go to the power play.
Second time in the first period, which is now 7 minutes and 36 seconds old. Right off the draw, Gonchar shanked the slapper wide, and he shanked it because he broke his hockey stick in 2. Richter looking on. Play out of that corner, and referee Gregson has seen enough.
That was perfectly set up for the big slap shot. There you see the shaft of the stick. I think he uses one of those composite sticks. And that thing just shattered. Let's take a look at it right off the face-off here. Here's a nice setup. It goes back to Halsey. One-timer pass. Look at him lay into that. You can see the blade fly to the side. Immediately after throw down your stick, you're going to take a penalty using a broken stick. Gets rid of it, but you see the blade lying in the corner. One of those composite shafts, just the blade breaks off.
Oates the pivot between Brunette and Bondra up top. Housley and Gonchar back on the power play. Sergei Gonchar brushes it cross rink. Housley, the return to Gonchar. Now Bondra on the one-timer. He was jammed by the pass. Mike Keane with room. Clear.
Those one-timer passes are so, you have to be right on the money on those. I mean, it has to be between your skates. That one got in front of Bondra's both skates, and then you don't get any lumber behind it. So it's a real art to lay that pass in there to get lumber behind it when you're shooting that one-timer.
You see Johansson and Housley do that so very well. When Callie is in that lineup, he's not tonight, missing due to a knee trouble. Oates, the give. Bondra from the bad angle. That was blocked by Samuelson well wide. Housley pivots at the point. Power play time, another minute and 4 seconds. Oates creeping in. so patient on the perimeter. Oates to the slot. Bondra jammed that well wide. Gonchar down low. Brunette keeps it moving. Housley surveyed by Scrudlin. The intercept for Keene. On for Scrudlin. He'll rag some time and then blast it the length of the ring. Housley jammed it away from the charging Bill Berg. Adam Oates will carry it back on the attack. Woof. Rough go there. Connor Walchuk up in arms with Nicholas Sundstrom. Housley once more. 10:45 to go in the first period. No score. Looking to spring Richard Zednik. Zednik angled well by Driver. Rangers looking to clear. It is Sundstrom with Gonchar. Sergei taps it. Konowalchuk moves it. 3-on-2 if they step on it. Gonchar watching Zednik fire right on. Zednik to the front. That was blocked away. It is Riki. The corner. Bukaboom exits the penalty bench. Back to full and even strength. Bukaboom did not clear in the first attempt. Driver's turn now. Approaching the midpoint of the first period. No score. Rangers clear. They'll look for the whistle and a chance to get fresh troops out there. Icing New York. Sylvain Cote pitching the puck to the linesman. Cote part of the lineup tonight, Craig. Let's have a look at the Washington Safeway lineup.
Yeah, not a big change from yesterday afternoon. You got Burnett, Oates, and Bondra. Juno, Nikolishin, and Toms, Konowalchuk, P. Bonka, and Richard Zednik, Berube, Hunter, and Miller. Then checking cycling line. Housley, Cote, Riki, Gonchar, Witt, and Klee. Johansson and Sonority out of action with injuries.
They are also joined by Pat Peake, Yogi Sveikovsky, and Chris Simon. Simon now missing his 14th game after that successful shoulder surgery. Riki with a blast. That's deflected to the back glass. Berube up in arms with Bukaboom. Again, they tangle in the corner to Richter's left. Wayne Gretzky comes out of there with a biscuit, sends away Johan Lindbaum. Lindbaum stick checked well by Riki. Bukaboom drives it back behind Kolzig. Shots on goal 4-1 favoring Washington. Lindbaum under the heat of the Berube check. Now Kelly Miller plays it casually to the corner. Jeff Finley on the handle for New York. Took a wrap from Berube. Bukaboom turned deeper into the New York zone. Finley on the help out to Adam Graves. Graves sizzles one in from center. Wayne Gretzky hunting for the puck. He let it come through. Graves over skates, and Washington's out of there. Miller for Juno, looking to stick handle in traffic. Caught, trapped by Tim Sweeney, back as far as the Washington line where Ken Klee propelled it to center. Samuelson bluffed the first dump in. Cross ice to Alexander Karpatsev. He'll scale to the corner. Colton barking instructions. Juno reversing it. Nikolishin soccer style to Witt, and he got it back. And then felt the pressure from Pat LaFontaine. Stevens to the goal mouth and right on through. Toms with a clearing pass. Sends away Nikolishin. Tried to backhand down that left wing flank. That was blocked. Witt was jumping up to join the play. Juno in a foot race for Stevens. He wins that easily. Juno right on the mark on the outlet. This is Nikolishin 2-on-2. Overlapping with Toms. Nikolishin left it for Juno. Juno slams on the brakes. Wrist shot blocked off. Stevens skims it ahead for Sweeney. That's a turnover at neutral for New York.
That was a good shift for the Washington Capitals, really utilizing their speed. Some nice transition work. They just didn't finish that last pass. They've had a tough time getting the puck through to the net, as have the Rangers against the Caps here in the first.
Nothing in the first, just past the 12-minute mark of the opening period. Riki indirect to Andrew Brunette. Tried to find his center ice between Adam Oates. That pass never arrived, thanks to Bill Berg. Mike Keene on the wrister. He zipped that over top of the catching glove of Kolzig. Riki, shoulder to shoulder with Keene. Gonchar took a bump from Berg, and we get a whistle. Chance for us to break away. The youngsters in New York loving the NHL action. We hope you are as well on HBS.
There is no book that tells you how to feel completely alive. However, there is the Katera Owner's Manual.
Kyocera, the caddy that zigs.
See your authorized Cadillac Kyocera dealer today.
Out-of-town scoreboard in the NHL, provided by the Washington Post. Tampa Bay an early leader at Correll Center over the Ottawa Senators, 1-0. St. Louis and Pittsburgh, the Penguins continue to flex their offensive muscles, 3-1 over the visiting Blues in the first. And the Islanders and Flyers. Flyers entertaining the Islanders, who are now struggling 11 games under 500, 0-0 at Core State Center.
Maybe Rick Bowness on the hot seat there on the island again.
I hate to see it, too.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Real good man. Ron Wilson looking on as Peter Bondra looks once again to jumpstart the offense for the Caps. 0-0 if you're just tuning in. Samuelson firing from the point. That was blocked, and then Kolzig nudged the rebound away. Joe Beninati alongside Craig Laughlin. Bill Bell, our producer-director, a tip of the hat to a fine crew in New York. We're glad you've joined us on HTS. Cote skims it back to center. Karpatsev backpedals away from Bondra. Samuelson chips it. Keane swings it back for Berg to send in. Scrudman took a whack from Cote. Witt sends it around for Burnett. And now Bondra 2-on-2 with Adam Oates. Oates delaying at the line. A long reach of Ulf Samuelson able to reel him in. Karpatsev plays to the vacant corner. Scrudman with plenty of room just lobs it back to center. Cote on target, Bondra. Bondra stalls as he got into the attack zone and lost it to the check of Sundstrom. Berg goes glass on the send-in. Colin Campbell, now in his 4th season behind the New York Ranger bench as a head coach, wants the line change. Graves on the steal. Graves, slapper blocked by Cote. Oates feathers it right on through Zednik. Sundstrom to a recoiling Gretzky.
Little neutral zone chess match going on here, huh? Not a whole lot of O.
You've deducted that, huh?
Yes, I have.
Perhaps the Rangers with 1 shot on goal. That might be a giveaway. Here's a steal. Speaking of giveaways, Cote streaking back. Chris John missed the mark by about 5 feet.
I think he looked out of his eye and saw the streaking forward Konowalchuk going to the net and just pulled up and tried to hit him driving there, but he was picked up nicely by the back-checking forward there, Stevens.
Shots on goal scoreboard reads in favor of Washington 4-1. Even up at 0 on the big board. 5:42 to go in the first. Vivanka in a stalemate with Stevens. They continue to tussle. Puck squirts loose. Zednik trying to wrap around Vukaboom. Zednik isolating on Vukaboom. Took the stick in the midsection. Richter was almost knocked out of position there for a moment. Gretzky and Konowalchuk. You get a handheld look at those two.
Gretzky getting up in arms there.
Not appreciating Konowalchuk one bit. And now Vukaboom is in there to make sure 99 is well taken care of.
He's going to clear house for number 99. Even if it is his birthday, he's going to clear house. And there he knocks away Konowalchuk. There's big Jeff Vukaboom. Played the last couple of games coming back from injury. Look at that big black guy there on his left side. The great one, Gretzky, getting worked over down there by Kono. They threw some punches at each other, and then Vukaboom came to his rescue.
I think Gretzky and Vukaboom might have wished that Konowalchuk just sent a card for Gretzky's birthday instead of a fist.
Here it is. Look at the wrap. There's Konowalchuk wrapped up. Gretzky getting wrapped up there, and there comes Vukaboom coming in. Gretzky gives him a shot with his right hand, and then Vukaboom certainly comes into his defense. Gretzky stands away and talks to the referee. One more look, another angle of this.
Nah, Gretzky's no angel. Look at that right.
I know.
Didn't they used to give you punches for your birthday? Punch in the arm and one for extra good luck. Konowalchuk grabs a seat, as does Vukaboom. Matching minors for roughing doled out by the referee tonight, Terry Gregson. Washington Capitals in New York tonight. They'll host Pittsburgh Wednesday. That's radio only. Yeah, Gretzky. Look at what he did to me. Caps hosting the Penguins Wednesday. That's radio only. Then the Caps go to Philadelphia for a Saturday afternoon clash on WBDC Channel 50. And Detroit Sunday afternoon back here on HTS. A busy week for Washington and for us. Nicolishin prepared to draw with LaFontaine. 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. 0-0. 5:08 to go in the first. Lidster and Driver. 25 years of experience there on the Ranger back line. Bruce Driver. His pass deflected by Nicolishin. Lidster ridden out by Juno. Sergei Gonchar, who logged an awful lot of ice time yesterday, Greg, is out there just about every other turn for Wilson tonight.
Yeah, I think he was close to 25 minutes, 25 to 30 range. That's a lot of ice time for anybody. And Gonchar getting back. I think he's looking a lot sharper lately. You know, you take off training camp, it's going to hit you about mid-season. This is about the time he's really started to step up. You can see it in his stride. He's got that confidence when he logs the puck up ice.
Love to see him break into the score sheet against the New York Rangers. He's never scored against New York in this, his 16th game against the Broadway Blue Shirts. Lindbaum overlapping with Keane. 4:07 to go in the first and scoreless. Keane working wide. Tried to feed the front. Kolzig was ready for that. Oates was protecting the slot. He and Nicolishin move back. It's a 3-on-2 as Gonchar joins the rush. Gonchar cut from behind. Good work by Keane getting back. That nullified that numbers advantage. Bondra wins the foot race with Karpatsev, but heard the footsteps. Tapped it back for Housley to start. Housley sends in Oates. Drop past Bondra. Looking for room to trigger that shot. Housley, the return pass for Bondra. That was suspected by Bill Burr. 4-on-4, another 20 ticks. Down low, Bondra right in the gut of the defense. That was blocked by Wayne Gretzky.
That was an incredible pass right there from Adam Oates. Looking at the short side glass, backhanding it, blind, right onto the tape of Bondra. Great shift from Peter Bondra. He's so quick. When he stops and starts, he creates a lot of room. Sometimes he just continuous skates, okay? And sometimes you can't get away with your guy. And when you stop and start, you have guys going past you. That's what he did in the offensive zone.
Gretzky was begging for a delay of game penalty against Phil Housley. Housley had lost his hockey stick, wanted to cover up the puck. Gregson then watched Housley move it away. No penalty, no harm, no foul. Housley will have a new, what do you say, twig when we return. 0-0. 2:57 to go in the first.
There is a business class seat that tilts as a whole, raising your knees, distributing your weight evenly, and relaxing every part of your body, which makes it oh so easy to drift off. The Club World Cradle Seat, only on British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Good day, and welcome to my brother's recurring dream, eh? Every night he drags me along.
Bob, look! Beer Bonner!
It's always the same routine.
Hey, big guy, what's it take to get a beer around here, eh?
Same lies.
I didn't do it. He did it. Hey, how'd you get in here?
Molson Golden, the best there is.
And the same ending.
I just had a beer-ja vu, eh?
Capitals Community Calendar is presented by Bell Atlantic. Hockey fans, you can get your picture taken with the Stanley Cup at the MCI Center National Sports Gallery Friday, January 30th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's all part of the NHL's winter break. Have a Heart campaign. Get your picture taken with the Stanley Cup on January 30th. Bukaboom and Berube dancing.
Bukaboom's really been physical in this first period, so the Caps stepping up, and it's the Chief trying to step up and try to kabong Bukaboom. Bukaboom's a big dude.
Just engulfs you. Look at Craig Berube is no wallflower, obviously. He's a big man in his own right, but Bukaboom just gets his paws around you and you can't move. See if the Chief can get off a short-range shot here. Mostly wrestling between those two.
That was a WWFW, which is wrestling.
Not a lot there.
Well, no, Bukaboom's, he puts you in that grasp. You're not going to get free.
Tough, too tough to get too close to the big fella.
Well, Bukaboom, you a fighting major?
Sure.
Couldn't get it out of there. And finally, St. Louis will lose possession. Back to the middle of Volk. Volk on the pass into the...
Just two, but they're heading
away. He gets taken out of it. Cleared around the boards. Not out. Kasparaitis held it in. It went by Turcotte. Sent deeper by...
Indeed going to be matching majors. Colin Campbell's Boom 5-minute major for fighting. Ron Wilson will lose Craig Berube to the 5-minute major for fighting. Second scrap of the game. TJ Stock and Dale Hunter took all of 4 seconds to get into it tonight.
4 seconds more than they did last time. That's good.
And it was good the last time that they didn't fight, because if they fought before the game started, that's big-time penalties and suspension.
Magazines.
Hunter on this draw with Brian Skrudland. There's no love lost between those two either. Witt on the send-in. Richter did not slow it down. 2:32 to go in the first. Nothing. The two teams are skating even and full strength 5-a-side. Nice move, Mike Keane. Dodging Brendan Witt. Keane to the goal mouth and right on through. Berg chopped it from a bad angle. Bondra got in his shooting path. Now Berg with a chance. He whipped a wrister wide. Karpitsev to the corner. Skrudland with a relay to the slot. Keane in tight. Kolzig challenged well and then went paddle down to block the rebound. Samuelson moved it back to center. The fans here at Madison Square Garden didn't appreciate it.
They wanted him to keep that puck in.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Shots on goal, 4-3, Washington's way. Wayne Gretzky slip screens beautifully by Bondra, flipped it into the cap zone. Cote to his mate, Brendan Witt. Witt will tumble it back to the New York line. Lidster bounces it wide of Kolzig. And the touch-up made there as Joe Ricci got there ahead of Wayne Gretzky. This is icing against New York.
There's a look at the great one, Wayne Gretzky. 19 seasons in the National Hockey League. 10 Art Ross, 9 Hart.
And 0 for 34.
The record book. When you look at the back of everybody's media guide, any team he goes to, he's dedicated 4 and 5 pages. Go to the NHL guide, he's listed under everything.
9 years in the NHL with the Edmonton Oilers to start it. 8 years in Los Angeles. A quick pit stop in St. Louis. Second full year here with New York, and they give him 9 pages in the Ranger media guide.
9, you see, I thought it was 5. That's because I didn't read all 9 pages.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is?
What?
You didn't count the pictures.
Oh. I was also proud of the fact that I tripped him once.
You did?
Yes, in Edmonton when he scooted by me. I got the big stick out, upended him at center ice at Northlands Coliseum.
I loved our team.
That was a good memory, and that, you know, when I looked at the box score at the end, I wish it would have said Lachlan trips Gretzky. Just said tripping.
Juno to the front. Juno down low trying to spot Brunette. That pass was deflected away. Karpitsev with Gretzky's help. Now Nicholas Sundstrom. Sundstrom in his 3rd NHL season on the flip in. Ricci moves it around the corner curve. Brunette outlets to Oates. Adam Oates shimmies by Sundstrom. And Samuelson prevented the Caps from attacking there. It is Gretzky waiting for Graves to get back on side. Gretzky forced back to center, and again, New York will have to tag up. There's that wraparound backhanded pass he's made so special. Lidster to the front, intended for Graves. He was hog-tied there by Ricci. 45 seconds to go in the first period, 0-0. Gonchar, delayed offside against New York. Gonchar plays for Oates. Swings it back along, too far for Brunette. Lidster will turn the corner. Tim Sweeney shakes away from Konowalchuk. Brendan Witt there to make the play. 24 ticks in the first. Konowalchuk fires, and a stick stop there by Richter. Stevens flipped it through Sweeney, wide on the wing. Witt looking to see how much time there is left in the period. I can tell you it's 11 now, Brendan. Karpitsev on the mark for Stevens. LaFontaine. Sweeney darting down the wing. Witt took care of him. And the buzzer goes. 20 minutes complete at New York's Madison Square Garden. Ole Kolzig officially credited with just 3 stops in the first period. Shots on goal held to a very precious few. 3 for New York, 5 for Washington as they file to the dressing room. We're done with 20 minutes on HTS. This is meeting number 4 of 5 on the regular season between these two. Last visit for Washington to this building. The New York Rangers still have one trip to go to MCI Center. That comes late in the regular season. April 14th will be the date as Washington looks to continue its winning ways in New York. The all-time season series between these two caps a slim leader, 63, 61, and 15. Looking for their 30th win in New York is Sylvain Cote and the Washington Caps. Sylvain Cote right now joining Craig Laughlin.
Thanks, Joe B. And Sylvain, what did you... It seems like there was a lot of trapping going on by both teams, not a lot of offense.
No, not too many chances up there, but I think we're trying to make the best out of it. And, you know, we don't want to open up the play, and we want to be conservative, especially here in New York. And, you know, eventually we'll get a few chances and a couple more shots on that.
Now, Sylvain, what's been the big recent change with the Washington Capitals? You guys are on a 9-2 run. Can you put your finger on why you guys have had such great success lately?
I think we've been playing with a lot of smartness. I mean, everybody is aware of his position out there, and defensively, we haven't really allowed too many like breakdowns, like 3-on-1s or 2-on-1s. So, for as long as like we're not going to give too many chances like that, and I think we got to say that Olaf Kolzig too has been playing outstanding for us all along the year, and I think it's a big cause for why we're here right now.
And it seems also, Sylvain, that you guys are feeling more comfortable, I think, at MCI, which is a big boost.
I think so. I mean, like, when you play at home, you got to win. You want to win them all, and you know, we've learned early like it wasn't going to be easy at home, and but like I said, I mean, we still have 30 games to go, and we want to play as well as we can to get into the playoffs and get into a roll.
Sylvain, thanks a lot for joining us on HTS. Best of luck.
Welcome. Thanks.
Sylvain Cote, the Washington Capitals, scoreless here on Home Team Sports in the Big Apple. We'll be back with highlights of the first period. Joe Beninati will join me, Greg Laughlin, right after this. Stay with us.